Everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good. Hi, my name is Lori Anderson. I'm Integrated Presidential Director, and it's my pleasure to be here tonight to co-host this great training for all of you. You're going to be learning the basics and the fundamentals to really get your business started up. So if you're a brand new coach, or if you're a coach that's been dabbling in it a little bit, just has a couple clients, not really done a lot, but all of a sudden decided to step up your game, well, then this is the right place for you. So I know JC and I are very super stoked to have everybody here today and to be able to do this training. So I think I'm just going to pass it right on to JC, and let's get this party started.
Awesome. Well, first of all, I want to welcome everybody. And, for those of you that just listened to the leadership call, that was just so amazing. I've been doing this for 9 years now, and I just heard what Susan Pallas said, and I just thought it was wonderful. It's such an honor and a privilege to be here with Lori. I mean, God, I just love anytime I get to do anything with you. We have so much fun. I guess what I'll just share with you, quickly about, my story. I said something on Facebook today that I thought was relevant. I said, hey, do you like apples? And then I said, because I lost 70 pounds 9 years ago and my whole life changed. How do you like them apples? So I had an amazing transformation physically with this program. But to be honest with you, the physical change I had, it really unveiled my ability to see that I really needed to work on other aspects of my life. So I don't call it Take Shape for Life. I call it Take Shape, Save My Life. So becoming a coach really took on a different, identity for me, because I started realizing I really wanted to help people and I wanted a better life for myself. And it was just an amazing thing, because I didn't do it for the money. I really did it because it was my moral obligation to help people. Back then, it's kind of like if you are in a world full of thirsty people and you find where the water source is, I just naturally started sharing because that's who I was inside. But man, it unveiled the culture of the people. I started meeting everybody, and it just changed my whole entire life. And I just value it so much. So I'm so excited for all you that are just getting started.
We're so glad that you're part of our coaching team too, JC. You're really building a great team and helping a lot of people. So thank you for you. And just a little bit of background for those of you that are brand new and don't know me. I'm actually Dr. A's wife. So my story is a little unique. It's a little different than anybody else's. I was the first health coach, and we've come a long way from that, 15 years ago. But I had my own weight loss story, and it impressed me so much, this program, that I couldn't help but get out there and share. I had about 12 to 15 pounds to lose after a baby who was now 2 years old. So give and take whatever day it is, that was about the weight I was overweight, and I just couldn't get it down. I hired a personal trainer, and I went on a whole foods diet that he put me on, and I would maybe lose a pound a month, or maybe two, but not much more than that. And then Dr. A brought this program home. He had heard about it, thought that it was what we wanted to use for this amazing vision that he had. And in this first week, he lost I don't remember exactly how much, but it was a lot. And I decided to stop what I was doing, get on the train, and it didn't take more than a week or so. We knew that this was the special program that we were going to share the world. And so that's how we all got started. And with that, now what I'd like to do, we have a couple great guests here, special guests tonight, and I'm going to share my screen really fast. And there we go. And they're going to they're coaches that were in your shoes not too long ago. And they're going to give us tips about what their health coaching journey was. And then if they could start back knowing what they know now, what would they tell themselves? What should they do? So great information about to come out. So JC, could you please go ahead and introduce our first guest?
Absolutely. And I'll ask her to unmute herself. But I just want to introduce everybody to somebody that I actually met on a mission trip in a third world country a long time ago. But she's really, really special. Her name is Dr. Nicole Schultz. She lives in the Virgin Islands part-time and in Florida as well. But what I really am excited for all of you to hear, because all of you new people with starting point, is Nicole is that person that's faced every challenge in the world, but Nicole has just followed the simple systems, worked with her team, just like you're all about to do or are doing. And I'm proud to say that she's a blended executive director now doing ED boot camp. So what a wonderful example of this simple system and such a great story. So Nicole, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
So Nicole, if you could just take a couple minutes, and like we spoke about, and just kind of share a little bit about what this means to you, and specifically how you've used this simple system and everything that everybody's learning to get to where you're at today.
Okay. Hi, guys. Thanks for having me. I want to say thanks to JC because I've gone through this journey with him, and it really motivated me to become a coach. I'm a chiropractor, so for me to help my clients and adjusting them and have them be healthy, we have to address the weight issues because their nervous system is under so much stress. And so I felt very compelled that I went through this with my patient because I said to him, I said, I can't have you do this if I've never done it. And so I was interested in the program more for him. And then it became a way of life for me. And it really blends so well into what I do as what I love to do. And now I really love being a coach and helping people. And like JC always says to me, letting go of the outcome and just being there for people and caring and sharing and helping. So it's really been, it's changed my life a lot too for the weight loss portion of it. Because JC had asked me if I thought I was healthy. Even though I was at a good weight, he said, do I feel healthy? And I said, no. I said, I'm stuck. I said, I have no creativity. I said, financially, I've got concerns and blocks. And he's helped guide me through this process. And in return, I get to help people. And it's amazing to me to see them go through the transformations and actually get their life back and shine the way that they're supposed to shine. And he's helped me through the process. I've had my ups and downs, of course, with it. And but now the clarity I have and the process works. So it's something that has come really near and dear to me to help share so people can live a better life. And I'm saying a lot. So yeah, but I've done everything that the system says to do, and it took time. But when I let go of the outcome and just really told people what it was that drives me to want to do this, then it helps people just be stronger. And it's helped me exponentially be stronger physically, mentally. The freedoms that it's created for me is quite profound. And so I have a lot to thank JC for helping me through that journey. It's a great family because the support's always there. You just have to ask for it. And so I wouldn't want to be a part of anything else.
That is such a great story, Nicole. I just love feeling in your heart, what this has done for you. And is there anything that, if you could start at the beginning, was there something that was missing at the beginning that you wish you had done when you were a brand new coach that would have maybe moved you along a little faster?
It's just, I get out of my own way and realize that it's tried and tested. Just follow the steps that they give, that it's all there. And so it was more about getting out of my own way and actually letting go of the outcome and just sharing. And then I just followed all the steps, and it's, and then it was something I could actually enjoy. And so when you're enjoying what you're doing, it's not work. Like, I go to my office every day and I love my office. And I tell people all the time, you have to create that environment that you want to be in. And Take Shape for Life has really created such a wonderful environment. And the support is there. You just have to ask for it.
So true. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your tips. That were great. So yes, so you definitely want to look for your support. It's there for you. Get out of your own way. Don't think it's the story all about you. It's all about them, right? It's all about the people you're trying to help. So thank you very much. That was great. And I'd like to now bring up one more special guest. I've known this lady for, I don't know, a long time now, maybe 8 or 9 years. And I'll tell you what, it has been a joy every single year that I've gotten to know her better and better. Her name is Margaret McGrath. She's a global director with our company, and I'm sure she has a great story and great tips that she's going to give to you. So Margaret.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you for that kind introduction. I'm so excited to be here because I'm so passionate about my health, but more importantly, really showing other people how to really take command of their own health. A little bit about my story. I lost about 10 pounds on the program. I'm a former teaching tennis professional, so I had the physical piece down really well. But after having 3 kids, all women that are on the call tonight or the Zoom that have had kids, what happens after you have kids. It's like, who flipped that switch? And so I was just carrying around about 10 extra pounds, and I really wanted to get it off. And I really wanted to, more importantly, I wanted to really prove to myself and my family and people that I knew that we could really get better as we age, that we don't have to be on medications and sick and all those things. So I went on plan. I lost about 10 pounds. But the reaction that I got from just, some of my family and friends was, pretty amazing. And so I just thought, wow, this could be a vehicle for me to really improve my health and really get better as I age, both physically, mentally, and financially. And then also be able to, wow, when I thought about touching other people's lives with the complete trilogy, it was earth shaking for me. So that's a little bit about my story. If I had to tell my before health coach, a couple of things that I wish I would have done or maybe done differently. I think one of the first things was Dr. Ann Laurie introduced me to something, putting 5 pennies in my pocket. I had struggled a little bit as a health coach, and Dr. Ann and I had a conversation one day, and he said to me, you know what, I want you to put 5 pennies in your pocket, and I just want you to go out and connect with 5 people a day. And so I really took that seriously, and I went out and I would connect with 5 people a day, and I wouldn't come back home, whether it was connecting with them on the phone or, somehow really, touching these people and just sharing what it was I was excited about. And that didn't come till a little bit later. I didn't start doing that right away, and I wish I would have. And I would say that would be a great action step if you're interested in moving forward. That could be a goal for you, every day, put 5 pennies in your pocket and, connect with 5 people consistently. And I would say, really be consistent with that. The next thing I would have to say is, really the value of, 3-way calling. I thought, being a former teaching tennis pro, they say, the loneliest place to be is on a tennis court because you have no coach, you have to depend on yourself, and nobody else is there to really help you when you have these very large women wanting to hurt you. So you have to be able to think on your own feet and react and make decisions on your own. And so that was 25 years of ingrained in my head. When I finally discovered the value of health coaching with Dr. Ann Laurie, it was a complete game changer for me. So I would say, use 3-way calling, no matter what your skill set is, and don't stop using that 3-way calling, planting your 5 pennies until your mentor coach really says, okay, you've got this now. And then one of the last things I would really say, in my first year, I did not attend convention, and I wish I would have, because for me, the events are really where leaders are born and the lights all go off in your head. And it's really a way to, connect with other people that are like-minded with you and make new friends and realize that, this is a huge mission and we're all in it together. And that's going to happen at a live event. They're just so critical. I mean, something happens at live events. So I would say, just don't miss them if at all possible. And then last but not least, I took myself so seriously in the beginning. I'm such a competitor, and I was so serious about this. I would say, you know what, you guys, just have fun. Use the system, but don't lose yourself in the system. Stay centered, stay balanced, and really just have fun with it and share what it is that you're passionate about. So I hope that helps.
Yep. I just want to jump in and just say how awesome that was. Between Dr. Nicole and Margaret, I'm going back to my old self saying, man, I wish I heard these two speak when I first started, just so spot on and just, so cool to hear you guys both say that.
Thank you,
Yeah.
JC.
Yeah, and also, just I hope you're taking notes, because all of those tips that they all gave, remember, they've been there, done that. They've been in your shoes. So take it to heart that we know what we're talking about, and we really want you guys to be successful, and really latch on arm to arm with your coach, your mentor, your business coach, and tell them that you're ready to go after this training tonight, and get with them and just get into action, and you will not be sorry. So I'm going to share my screen again. And now, some of you are brand new and you're waiting for your kit to arrive. So it might take up to 7 days. So while you're waiting for your kit to arrive, what should they do, JC?
Well, you can see that this kit that you are waiting for is very attractive. It's something I remember when I was waiting for my kit, I was kind of like excited to hold it and squeeze it and stuff. But there's some pretty cool stuff in there, but guess what? You don't need to wait for it. You'll notice, the first thing you'll notice when you open it is there's no clients that bounce out and say, surprise. You have everything that you need to get started, and that's just this culture, the system, starting point, and your business coach. You can get started right away. So while you're waiting for your kit to arrive, get into action. Get into action, and all you got to do is really raise your hand and ask for help, and you've got everything you got to get started right away.
Yep, I agree. With a new coach, I always like to help them get find a few clients before their kit ever comes, to help them assist those clients. So definitely get going. Don't wait for your kit. There's lots of great things in your kit, but there's nothing in your kit that you have to get a client started. Just have your health coach help you with that. So what is possible in your first 30 days? Now, our company does an amazing job to give us great benefits if we get our business started right away. So JC, I'd love for you to explain a little bit about the CAB bonus and how they can get quite a bit of earning, even make back what their investment was to begin with in their very first 30 days.
Absolutely. I like to refer to this as it's an analogy, just like when you're on the 5 and 1. 4 or 5 days in, you're getting into fat burn. To attract and assist your first 5 clients in this sense, it's just like getting your business into fat burn. And if you do that in your first 30 days, you're going to achieve what's called your client acquisition bonus. And what that means is that you're going to find out who's on your heart, who's on your mind, who you want to help. And they're probably people you're already talking to. And these are 5 people that are going to place an order. And as you can see, these numbers right here shows you that if you do that in your first 30 days, not only are you going to get paid as a health coach, because we actually get paid to support people, but you're also going to get this client acquisition bonus and earn about $412 in your first 30 days. That's a really, really fun and exciting goal. And it's mission-based if you think about it. Because not only are you going to get that return on investment, that's cool, but the best part about it is 30 days in, and by the way, it doesn't always take 30 days. A lot of you are going to do it even sooner. But 30 days in, you're assisting 5 people to begin a transformation, the likes of these people you just heard share, and you're also going to really, really feel what it's like to coach people. And it's fun. Wouldn't you say so?
Oh my gosh, it is. It is the best feeling. I mean, just to get that first client and watch them start losing that weight and calling them up and, just being there to support them. There's nothing like it. And, it doesn't take that long, but the time that you give them is priceless. I mean, it's so precious to them and to you too, that you're able to form this little bond and partnership with your clients, that they really do look forward to chatting with you, for texting you how they're doing. It's really fun. So in 30 days, you could definitely get 5 clients. The company made it easy for you to get this bonus. But I'll tell you, once you start coaching, you're going to want to find more than just those 5 clients to assist.
That's right. I remember my first 2 clients were my mom and my dad. And I can't even tell you how many people cascaded from that. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. So we really want you to think of this business as sharing and caring and not that selling or telling. You know, a lot of times you all of a sudden as you're a client, you're, telling people what you're doing and you're all excited. And then when you put that health coach hat on, all of a sudden you think you're like a different person and you're not sure what to say or however that happens. But what you want to do is you want to come from that sharing mindset that you really and caring, that you really care about this person you're talking to. You're going to share with them how you feel and why you think this would be a great fit for them, and really find out, like, the way that they know you're caring is by questions. And your health coach is going to help you with this because it takes a little, like, once you see it done a few times, you're really going to get that idea, because we don't want to just tell people about the program if we don't know what they're looking for. So you want to make sure that you really ask questions, get to know that client candidate, or your friend, or the workmate, or whoever it is, and then go on and share with it. And the best way to do this is, because you're so new, is to have your business coach help you with that. And this is called three-way communication. And JC, I'd love for you to go into this a little bit more. Oh, that's not right. Oh, I guess I'm off my little thing. So, okay, we'll do that in a minute. But three-way communication is the way that you're going to want to do that. But before that, let's go ahead and think about, on a piece of paper right now, think of 3 or 5 people that you know could use this program. I'm sure, JC, when we all started, that was our first thing to do, right?
Yeah, what's funny is it'd be pretty tough for you to just write down 3 to 5 people that you care about, And one of the biggest mistakes I made back then is I thought to myself, well, who are 3 to 5 people that I know that need to lose weight? It's so much bigger than that. You heard Dr. Nicole before talk about the difference between weight loss and getting healthy. So write down the names of people that you actually care about, people that you'd like to think about, when it comes to helping people. It could be family, friends. I like to look at the people that are right around me as people that know, like, and trust me, because you can kind of reach out to those people and let them know what you're excited about. And we'll talk a little bit about the story. But actually pick up the pen. I had a coach the other day tell me, I said, how are you moving forward so much? And he says, well, I picked up the 5,000-pound pen and actually started to write with it. So just actually write down the names of people that are on your mind and on your heart. And remember what that last slide said, that you're going to get support from your business coach, and they're going to role model this for you. So don't worry, when you write the person's name down on the paper, they don't know you wrote it on the paper yet. We're gonna do all this stuff together. We're gonna link arms.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So that's where we come into three-way communication and why this is so important. And one of the reasons is, as you start telling people about what you're doing and seeing if they're interested in learning more, they're going to have a lot of hows. So how much does it cost? How does this work? How long will it take? And what we really want to pull out of your candidates is why. Why do they want to do this? Why are they interested? What could it mean for them? So it's very important to be able to do that. And the best way to learn how to do that is to mentor with your business coach, and they'll show you how that happens. And this is through three-way communication. So now, JC, maybe you can tell us all about the power of three-way communication.
Well, I think you just hit a big one right there about, what we really do as health coaches. We don't sell on people. We actually service people. And the only way you can find out what people, how to serve people is find out what they want. So we like to look at this kind of like an apprenticeship, and I love the way Doug Woods, Integrated Presidential Director, talks about, he says, don't get all coachy so early on, and also be comfortable with the fact that you're new and you're kind of in training. And also think about this right now. If your goal is to help people get what they want, well, doesn't it make sense if you know somebody that knows everything to bring that person to them? So, it's just such a valuable tool. And I'll go as far as saying that one of the most important markers of somebody that's enjoying this and moving forward is somebody that's using that third-party credibility and that three-way conversation, because there's a transference of information, it's training, but at the same time, even more important, you're giving that person what they deserve. So what is it? It could be done on a phone call. I mean, right before this, we tried to get on a three-way Zoom, but it didn't work. and all three of those people are probably on this right now, and then we move to a phone call. So it could be either or. And we recommend that you do 5 to 7 of these with your business coach and develop your skills. I'll tell you, I'm 9 years into this, and I still utilize my support team, but that's a good goal to set in that first 30 days. When? Well, that's what's cool. Because of the internet and phone calls, we have the ability to do this anytime. And when is it best? When it works for people. And this is just about you inviting people that you care about, that you've unveiled what they're looking for, to meet somebody really, really special that's helped you quite a bit. And that's really, really important to edify them, but they're also going to edify you. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But basically, you're going to come to this with an outline. You're going to understand the flow of it. You're going to have your well-being tracker, which is a huge, huge value, because your well-being tracker is going to be where you're going to take your notes and keep that for future reference. And then really, really important, and Lori, I'm sure you have something to say on this, is after you do this, remember, this is training and a little bit of transference of information. Do a little bit of a debrief with your business coach after, just to kind of process what happened, because that's where some of those aha moments will come. And you'll probably say something like, man, that person never said that to me. Right, Lori?
That is so true. And what's really interesting is that, and I see this all the time, for one thing, they're really fun to do. Whether it's a phone call or a Zoom, they're fun to do. You're going to love them. I love doing them with my health coaches. And I know that I can tell that the clients or the possible clients that are on that phone can tell that we really care about them, because we're not just yakking at them and trying to sell them something. We're actually pulling information out of them the whole time, because we want to make sure that we posture our program to the way that to what they need and what they want. We don't want to say something that is not interesting to them. So you really want to know this candidate before you, start really talking about the program. A few of the conversations, or what it looks like when you're talking to bringing somebody into a 3-way call, is, it could just be wherever you might be, at a little league football or baseball game, and you're sitting there with some parents and you're just asking curious questions about their health goals, and, some kind of conversation about you losing weight or whatever. And then if they're interested, then offer a conversation to explore more about how they can help their health with your health coach. Also, you always want to make sure that you explain your health coach as somebody who really knows stuff. The expert, they did such a good job. They're a great coach. They really helped me. I know you're going to love them. They're really fun. And I think that they'll be able to figure out just the right program for you, or if this is a fit. So make sure you talk them up so that when you introduce them, they're looking forward to meeting this person who knows so much and can probably help them. And then share your enthusiasm for why making a 3-way connection is so important. Because if it's important to you, then it should be important to them too. Right, JC?
Absolutely. One of the things that I noticed, what I've become as a result of being a health coach is I've become very, very interested in other people, because I just know how awesome it feels. It's even better than getting healthy is helping somebody else. So I'm very, very curious, and what I find is that everybody's looking for something. We don't always know what it is. And of course, Take Shape for Life can really offer something full circle. But I just become this person that's really, really curious to find out what it is that people are looking for. And I ask what we call effective questions in conversation, which, by the way, people love to hear you take interest in them, especially when it's genuine, no hidden agenda. And what you'll find is they'll say things that will actually make you say to yourself, man, I think I can help this person. And a very, very easy way to help them sometimes is to introduce them to someone that that could, be of service to them. And then the last thing is, I love that idea. Don't be afraid to play what we call the new card. When you're talking to people, some people are going to ask you about this. And, it's a really, really valuable thing to be able to say to somebody like, hey, listen, I'd love to talk. I'd love to explain more to you, but I got to be honest with you. I'm new to this. I just really care about people. And I just want to, I'd love to introduce you to my coach. Once again, edification. They've helped me so much. They've helped so many people. It really made a change in my life. I'd love to introduce you to them. I think you'd love them. So, here's another way of saying I'm a new health coach, and and I'm just learning the basics. I don't know. I had a really, really big unhealthy ego, folks, in the beginning. And I used to think that that was not okay to say, but man, it's a great, great thing to just realize that it's okay to play that new card for a couple months, right?
Oh my gosh, you have to, you should. It's great. And it also helps if you become a health coach and a client at the same time. What's great is because you're new at everything, you can bring on your friends, say, hey, I'm just starting with this new program and I'm so excited. Come along with me and let's do it. And because I can remember when Dr. A and I first started the whole company or this whole program, is that we would ask our clients to find 5 other clients and become a coach. And it just works so naturally that you can find 5 people to do it with you. So if you're in that place where you're both a coach and a brand new client at the same time, make sure you use that too, because it's always more fun with the support of other people with you. And you're only a brand new client and coach at once. So definitely do that. Now, some of the conversations that might come up when you ask somebody to be on a 3-way call could be, how much does it cost? So we just have a couple little helpful What's the word? Scripts, thank you, that you can just remember or just kind of think about. So how much does it cost? Well, that really depends on what your health goals are, because that's true. Depending on what their health goals are, depending on how long they're going to be on program, it depends on how much it's going to cost. And is there some time where we could talk with my health coach? We'd like to hear what is so important to you, and they can explain the program, answer your questions, and then we can see if it's something that you might be interested in. So you just leave it very open, very natural. You're not going to want to say how much it costs right off the front, right, JC?
Yeah, just think back, for all of you that have had the amazing experience on this program, think back to all the bag of excuses you used to carry around. What I find is that people will ask questions like, how much does it cost, without even really caring how much it costs sometimes. They're just looking for an excuse to maybe delay them getting started. So what Lori said, it's so true that when somebody asks a question like that, it really does authentically depend on what they're looking for. So just like she said, when somebody asks me any question, even if somebody says, tell me about your program, I'm always going to follow that by saying, well, tell me what you're looking for. Tell me about your needs, because A, we got to find out if this is a fit for you, but that's the only way I can tell you how this is going to proceed, because this is not one size fits all. This is a full circle offering for people to transform their health. And, I love what it says down there, that idea, I would love for you to feel better. That's you hearing that they're looking for change. I would love for you to feel better. Let's hop on a call with the person that's made me feel better. Mm-hmm. And boom, it makes perfect sense, and it's so much fun to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job. So what you'll be hearing from your coach while you're on these calls are some of the questions that they're going to be asking your candidate. And these are things like, what are you looking to accomplish? Why do you want to get healthy? When was the last time you were there? These are things, and you want to have a pause. Like when they're saying them, we're not just going to run down these, but we're just going to it'll be in a normal conversation where they're asking these questions. And then if you're the one asking the questions, you want to make sure you take a pause and let them really think about it, that they're just not saying, oh, I want to lose 30 pounds. Well, it's more than they just want to lose 30 pounds. What would that do for you if you lost that 30 pounds? How would that make you feel? How would that change your family life if you could get that 30 pounds off or 100 pounds off or whatever? How would that journey affect the lives of those that you love? And then really, what would that life look like if you could get there? And let them dream a little bit and really think about it. And you haven't even told them about how the program can help them yet, but now they're really thinking about what they could accomplish and what they would love to, where they would love to be. So it's very helpful to learn this questions, asking questions with your clients before you really start talking about program.
So true. And what you just did, just to go back to what you said before, is this helps you identify and bring out that why, which is so important because it drives the how, and it drives the do. So
absolutely. Yep. So understanding, let's say they are now had their 3-way call and they are ready to place their order. Why do we start everybody, all our brand new clients, with the optimal pack?
Well, I mean, first of all, look what it's called.
I know
It's optimal. You
and I
know,
think it's a favorites, optimal favorites.
yeah, it's called the optimal favorites, and it's a B Slim order. You know, look, we've gone through so many years of this, and just like I think Nicole hit on it before about the systems and the time tested. You know, just understand that we didn't just come up with this idea now. This is what we know works for everybody, right? So it's how I started. It's how most of us started. It gives people a nice variety of everything. It makes sure that they get the full program. Obviously, there are some people that have restrictions, but I would say across the board, everybody, almost everybody, gets the optimal pack, and it gives them the opportunity to try some things, to get the favorite items that everybody gets. If I think back to when I was totally unhealthy and I thought I knew everything, what I found is that there were a couple of things I might not have ordered that I liked, but I just loved the ease of it. And as a health coach, man, it's just so simple and fluid to put that optimal favorites kit in and know that they're going to get the full program.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't really give them, unless they do have special needs, I really don't let them have any chance to really know anything else. I just say I start every one of my clients with the B Slim Optimal Favorites Kit. It'll give you the your home study guides that you need. It'll give you enough food for a month, and it's everybody's favorite. So there'll be things in there that are the biggest sellers. And so that's how I posture it, so that they are looking forward to getting what everybody gets. And then remember, you get 5 free boxes of food. So if there's something that wasn't in the kit that client would like, then you can have them pick out their last 5. So at least they're doing some pick outs, but they're not doing it all, because for one thing, as a brand new coach, it would take you a long time to do that. And you don't want to do that with every client. And this is a one-click, very duplicatable. And then that way, if this client ever decides to be a health coach, they'll remember their first experience by ordering, which was very fast. And we facilitate our client's first order. And the reason is because we don't want to send them to do that, and because they might not order properly. They may not get the book and the workbook, which is very important. That's the program. And they may not get on the B Slim Club. So we want to make sure that they get the best deal for them. And the best deal, as we all know, is a B Slim's Optimal Variety Kit. So that's why we do it. And we don't really send our clients to the website until the order is placed. You know, there's no reason for them to go and place their own order, because that's where trouble or they may not get what they're supposed to get. So, but our website's great for all the support calls. They can go in while they're waiting on their food and listen to a Habits of Health Zoom, watch a Habits of Health Zoom, or listen to one of the support calls, or look at some of the guides that are there. So it's fine once they're done ordering and once you've ordered it for them, but let's not send them there before that. Would you say is that what you do too, JC?
Absolutely. And just a little reality check. You just heard the first health coach that ever was a health coach in this company talk. So, hint, listen to that. But I'm seeing some questions coming in, and, we just do it across the board. It's the easiest way to do it. We don't give other options, and it's just so awesome because it comes with everything. So, sure.
Okay. So now we're at a special part of this training tonight, the power of your story. And what more should we say, except it is very powerful. Everybody has their own story, and it's what makes people interested in what you're doing and where you've come. And we have a special guest tonight, Global Director Susan LaBelle, that's going to share and train you on the power of your story. So Susan, are you there?
I am. Thank you, Lori. And I want to thank you and JC for giving us a lot of tools tonight to put in our tool belt. And I really feel that one of our greatest tools is our story. In fact, thank you to all who shared, Dr. Nicole and Margaret. And what I heard tonight was we all have very unique stories, but equally powerful. And that is really what we're about. So the reminder of being ourselves and being authentic and showing up that way. And through those authentic conversations, we create interest, intrigue about what we do, and then we're able to bring them to a very powerful call to really explore what's important to them. So yes, our story is very powerful. And I think a big reminder is that we all have a story. Sometimes, you know, for some of us, it is about weight loss. Sometimes it's really about maybe you've had a spouse lose weight or a really good friend and you've seen someone else transform. For some, it may be that, you know, you have a desire and a heart to help and serve others, and you've always enjoyed the life of health, but you've never had a tool to be able to assist someone. So it's getting really clear on why you chose to become a health coach. And I think when you really sit and you write that down, it's actually, well, it'll wake you up in the morning. It'll keep you up at night. Like, it's going to fuel you to want to share with more people. You're going to be excited about this opportunity to impact and serve a lot of lives. And so getting really clear on why you're a coach, and then formulating your story so that it's really you and it's authentic. Because when it's not authentic, people smell it a mile away, and that's when it becomes, it seems like you're selling. But when it's your story and it's truly just what is in you, you will never sell a day in your life. And this will just become this beautiful thing that'll kind of create this incredible ripple effect to all the people around you, which is really exciting. So, you know, my story is, I was raised in a family with obese parents. And so I was actually a child of a family that we didn't ride bikes or go swimming or snow ski or ride horses or do all those active things. So I got to watch that from afar, and I told myself I was going to be a different mom. And but I quickly started going down that same path. And for 10 years, I struggled. And after having 2 children, I kind of for a short while said, well, maybe this is just my genetics. Played a little bit of that victim card. And this program came into my life where I thought, okay, why not? I'll try one more thing. And what I found was, you know, my energy and how simple it was. And I started seeing it. They were talking about things other than just scale weight, like health, like, oh my goodness, what a novel concept. And then being able to transfer that to my children and change the habits and just the fabric of our family, and wanting that for life, like breaking the chains, honestly, breaking a cycle and a pattern that had been in my family for years. And then being able to have the power to help other families break the chain, you know, and stop the cycle that's going on in their family. And that was really what wakes me up and fuels me every single day. And so you too have a story, and you too have a purpose, and using, you know, the pain that I went through as a child for purpose is really, really kind of why I do what I do, which is exciting. So I think we mentioned a few times that as a client, we share pretty boldly. Like, we know what we're excited about. We understand the transformation in our life. We're freely sharing, like, just how great we really feel. And sometimes when we you know, order that coach kit, all of a sudden we freeze up. What do I say? And the minute we start second guessing, you know, what is truly our authentic self, it can come off unauthentic. Like, what I want to encourage you guys is, don't change a thing. Just share, like, what has changed in your life. And so when we share, you know, where were you before? It's okay to give a little, like, snippet of that. And maybe what's just really transpired. Think of a couple, 1 or 2 bullet points that have been the most meaningful to you. I would encourage you guys to keep it to a minute or less, and not because we don't all have really powerful stories. And your story's going to evolve over time, but we want to make it less about us. And you know you're doing a good job if you're sharing and you're evoking a lot of questions. So all those questions that, you know, Lori and JC went over about people asking, well, how much does it cost? Or all the how questions. What is it? How do I? You know you're doing a good job sharing authentically, because you're creating intrigue in them. Like, they see that it's genuine, and they're like, well, I want some of that. Like, how do I get involved? Or how can this work for me? And that, so you want to, sharing your story is going to create that gateway to setting up those 3-way calls, to say, well, I'm so glad you asked, and I'd love to hear a little bit more about you and what your goals are, and see if what I coach is a fit for you. When would be a good time? And go ahead and set up those calls and connect them with your your support team. And so that's what's so cool is we're very authentic here. I saw someone in the thread be like, thanks for the reminder that we get to have fun. And thanks for the reminder that we just get to be us. And that's really what we want to encourage you. But we do want to be bold, and we do want to understand what our story is and be prepared, because we want people to ask us, right? Like, what are you doing? What's new in your life? We want that question. So be prepared for the question. Practice with your business coach if you need what your story is, so that you're prepared out and about. And it's very simple and authentic. It may just be out to dinner with friends. They notice that you ordered a healthy salad. You said no to wine and no thank you to the bread. And they start going, well, what? Gosh, you're eating healthy tonight. And it's just like, oh yeah, I've just, we've changed our habits in our family, and I'm just really excited about creating health. And I'm seeing that my kids do what I do, and just food is fuel. It's really making me feel better, and I'm loving how it's making me feel, and sharing that with others. And they'll just start asking you about health. It's just, creating conversation. So with that, you guys, I hope you guys keep it real and keep it simple. Keep it short, be yourself, and be bold and share often, because people won't know what you're doing and what you're excited about if you don't share. And really, they're just waiting to be invited to our party over here, and we're having a lot of fun, right? So that's what I have about sharing our story.
Susan, thank you so much. It is so clear why you have become such a great leader. And I thank you so much. And I tell you, when I was listening to your story, I just wanted to be like, oh, help me. I want to do that. I mean, it was so great. Very good. Thank you so very much. And JC, would you like to say anything about sharing your story?
I just think Susan LaBelle is awesome. She knows that. If you think about it, the most valuable thing you can ever say about this program is what you think about it, what your experience was. It's how we make recommendations on anything in life. It says, I love this. It's changed my life. I highly recommend it. So perfect. Well done, Susan.
Great. Thank you so much. So we're almost come to the very end. I'm going to bring up a few little, oops, they do. Yeah, I did it right. A few little action steps for everybody this week. Action steps for this week. Number 1, invite the 5 people you already identified to a 3-way conversation with your coach. 2, do this via text or phone call within the next 24 hours. So get in touch with your coach. 3 is complete at least 2 or 3 3-way conversations by Wednesday evening. It's getting you right into action. And then debrief these calls with your coach. And don't miss next week for the next steps. I will say the bonus down here is start 5 clients by next Monday night. And we really feel as leaders that if you're a brand new coach, it would be great to watch come on every week after the leadership call for at least 3 times, so that you really get this, and plus you'll hear from different people, and you'll really get this ingrained so that it's just natural for you. So now, JC, could you give them a couple little bonus tips?
Absolutely. Be ready. There's something about absorbing the identity that you're a health coach right now. It's something to be proud of. So just be ready to start a client anytime, anywhere. I mean, we live in this new world where your phone is like your office. So, whether it's on your cell phone, I mean, it's not like you have to carry your laptop, but I like to carry my, it's not a lot of stuff. I like to carry my little folder full of my clients and stuff, but I'm always ready to take a well-being tracker on something like that. Even if I'm just kind of out and about, you never know when somebody's going to raise their hand and be ready. So always be ready.
That's great.
Another thing is after 3 to 5 calls with your coach, you may explore utilizing social media to get the word out. I mean, some of you might be really comfortable with social media. It's just a real interesting and easy way to brand yourself and get the word out. Branding yourself is really important. What does a health coach look like? How do they act? Good way to kind of tell your story through that avenue. And always utilize your coach and the coach connection for guidance. So your coach is kind of like, just like when you were a client, or you will do for your client, you're connecting the client to the support network, the bio network of support. So now that you're a coach, your business coach is doing that with you. But then we also have this coach connection, tsflcoachconnection.com, that's got everything that you need to just keep in the know of what's going on in Take Shape for Life from the coach's perspective.
Yes. And there are a few really helpful tips that your business coach can tell you of how to, if you're ready for Facebook, how to really get that started. Like there's just a couple, like you don't want to blast out, anybody want to lose weight? Come here. You know, I mean, there's like different, and they can help you with this, ways to really start launching your successes and that your business and branding you as a healthy person in Facebook, but you want to do it right. So don't blow it. Make sure you talk to your business coach about that. And the last thing is, and as Margaret said was one of her tips, she would never miss, she would have gone to her first national convention. There, all the trainings and recordings can be found in Office in Motion on the training tab drop down. And don't forget to register for National Convention. It's in Austin, Texas. It's next month. It is going to be the largest one we've ever had, and you are in for a great treat. We have amazing secrets that we're rolling out for everybody is all I could say. And you will not want to miss it. And as a brand new coach, this is a perfect time. I mean, it's like perfect timing for you because you get to learn all this information right when you become a coach. I always feel bad for the coaches that come in August because they have to wait a whole nother year before they can get to go to National Convention. And there's trainings, there's workshops, all kinds of reasons that you want to be at National Convention. And there's a special rookie price. So if you're in your first 30 days, because we know how important it is for new coaches to be there, that it is dropped down to $199 for a single and $350 for a double if you're a brand new coach. So please look into that. We are filling up. We just have a few seats left. So if you're thinking about it, make sure you talk to your coach. You can go right on to Coach Connection and register. And JC, when did you go to your national convention?
You know, it's funny. I was a totally different JC back then, and I couldn't go. I didn't have the time, right? There was nothing about it that I could do, but somebody that I really, really trusted and cared about said, you have to go. And I went, and, you know, I don't know, I'm trying to come to do this from a perspective of a brand new person, because I know some of you might be like brand new, wondering if it's even feasible. But what you'll find out when you go to convention is that anybody that is having a massive breakthrough and growing and transforming their life all tell the same story about how they were in your shoes and had this idea of whether it was something they should or shouldn't do, and they did it, and it was the catalyst. So, you know, I'm not a fan of trying to build an airplane in the sky, and I don't like taking wheels and rolling them sideways. You know, it just doesn't work. So all I can tell you is, if anything that I'm saying has any clout, or Lori, or any of these stories are all the same, get to National Convention. Even if you can't find a way to get there, and then in the future, you'll have that on your list as something that you would never, ever, ever miss. And, you know, I'm looking, you know, at some of the faces that we shared with tonight. I just can't wait. I know we get to see each other on the computer. I just can't wait to, I don't know, Susan's showing me a hug. I might tackle you. I might actually tackle you. Anyway, convention is a no-brainer, and really don't count it out if you have. Speak to your business coach and get there, because it will be the catalyst for change. Awesome.
Thank you so much for sharing that, JC. And now it is time to say goodnight. So thank you so much for spending this hour with us. JC, loved co-hosting with you tonight. And thank you to Margaret, Nicole, and Susan. Awesome sharing and great tips for everyone. So you guys, now it's your turn. Let's go get down those action steps. Start working with your business coach, because they are just waiting. Remember, we're team coaching. You don't go out there by yourself. You have a whole team that's waiting to help you. So make sure you take advantage of that. And JC, any closing remarks before we go?
I just, you know, that Verizon commercial where the guy walks up and he looks back, and everybody's backing him up from the, you know, the network of Verizon. And he says, you know, good. I look at this team coaching. You guys are all behind me. Dr. Ray's behind me. This whole culture, this mission, and it's about to explode. So congratulations for being here. Good timing.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. We hope to see you next week on this. And then we hope to see you all at National Convention. You're going to have a great time if you go. Thanks. Good night.